Hey there, fools. Big T here, back with another video, and let's talk about what's going on with Nintendo Switch. But first, let's talk about stuff that I was supposed to do this week, but I just got too busy. I'm not going to be able to do them. These things. I was supposed to have a live stream for my GameCube collection. That is not happening. I'm just too busy right now. I just can't see any time to pull off to be able to do that. So we're gonna have to wait probably about a week or so from now. We'll see what happens. I'll give you an update when I know what's going on with that. I know you guys, some of you are looking forward to my collection live stream for that. So for the GameCube, all you GameCube fans out there, all you youngins who grew up with the GameCube, I'm sure you're looking forward to that, but I just have to wait a little bit longer on that. And that's pretty much it, I guess. So let's talk about what's going on with Switch. Obviously, that game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, is doing extremely well, continuing to do extremely well on Switch. I guess it was a surprise, but the surprise for me is that it's doing so well so quickly. I didn't expect it to sell so well so fast. I'm not really surprised that it's doing the numbers it's doing, but I thought it would be like over some time. You know, the way probably the way New Leaf sold, and I think New Leaf was around 13 million when it was all said and done. Easily the highest selling game in the series, but that was because it was on one of the most or one of the better sold hardware out there. N64, you can't really count that because it only came out in Japan, but the N64 one was basically the GameCube one we got over here. It was basically the same game, so you count that, but the GameCube didn't sell all that great, so the numbers are going to be low for that. The Wii one sold pretty well. I should have looked these numbers up before I got here talking about this stuff. Wild World, was that the DS one, sold pretty well, and the 3DS one, which is New Leaf, sold great. And New Leaf was, perfect for the 3DS, being that that obviously the handheld sold well, but also with Street Pass and stuff like that, some pretty cool features when it came to New Leaf, and it continues on with New Horizons. The game came out at a pretty good time for people to play through it. Some people are trying to say that the game only sold well because of people being at home. No. The game was going to sell well regardless. I would say people being able to play it as much, that definitely has been helped out with, people being locked down at home, with everything going on in the world right now. The strange times, the trying times we're in. But yeah, that's a little inside joke, if you caught that or not. But anyway, that's why the game's doing it well. But we got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition coming up here next week, so that's cool. I'm not going to get it right away. I'll get it eventually. I already own the game twice on Wii and 3DS. And there's some new content. Yeah, it looks prettier. But I know myself, and I'm not going to be trying to go through that game again. I just know myself. I will finish it on Switch at some point, but I don't need to get it right away. I'll get that new content when I get the time to play it. So, but I'm glad that it is finally getting a chance to come out on a system that is well sold. Well sold through, over 50 million units sold, and it's getting its first fair release because of that. Came out on the Wii. It was a what was it? GameStop only, I think. It was, kind of a restricted release. The 3DS one, we're like, whoa, 3DS so well, but it was only for new 3DS, so you had to have a new 3DS. And I don't know what the sell through was at the time that game came out, but it wasn't, everybody couldn't play it. So this will be the first time everybody will have the same experience, handheld, on the go, and as well as on your TV, and it'll be a big audience. So we'll see how it does. Hopefully it does well. I'm guessing it'll be between 1.5, 2 million. But I hope it does better. So we'll see what happens. And Furukawa came out recently. I saw some article, I can't remember where it was, talking about, yes, there are more Switch games coming. There's going to be more games announced in the near future here. So that's good. I mean, again, a lot of people act like people, being annoyed and upset by announcements and whatnot. We didn't think that there weren't going to be any games. Like we thought there would be games. We just didn't like the disjointed announcement setup. And then, of course, with everything going on in the world right now, I'm sure it got more stressed and we got less information. And Nintendo was trying to figure out, how to handle this situation. The situation going on in the world right now. So we'll just have to see, how they play it out. And people are worried about Nintendo Directs. Are they going to be done with them forever? No, I don't think so. Just right now, Nintendo can't do Directs the way they would like to. But I'm sure within the next 6 months or so, they'll probably get back to a regular schedule with Directs, and that shouldn't be a problem. And I'm cool with it. It doesn't really matter right now because there's more important things to worry about, more important things going on. So I'm not stressed out about it. It's not, Nintendo doesn't owe us Directs. It's like it was a cool thing that they came up with that everybody's copying, by the way. Everybody's copying it, and acting like they ain't. But I'm cool. I know there's some games coming. I mean, obviously, yes, I would like to know what they are. But we know some stuff that's coming already that's not, from Nintendo, like No More Heroes and stuff. So I'm cool with it. Like I said, there's plenty of things to do right now to worry about. So it's whatever. I'm cool with that. So apparently Sony's event is coming sometime in June, I've heard. I kind of feel like Microsoft is going to wait to see what Sony does first at this point, because they've been so backhanded every generation when they launch stuff. Maybe not PS3, but definitely Xbox One versus PS4. They got their asses handed to them with the whole $100 cheaper and the better hardware, and in the end, better exclusives, more exclusives, more renowned exclusives. So I think they're gonna try to see what Sony's gonna do. I think Sony's gonna have to show something pretty soon here, and Microsoft is, kind of got it started. They came out the gate with their form factor back in the Game Awards, and they came out and showed us that. They showed us, the confidence in the system itself. I like how it's built. It was cool how they showed us that. Their third party inside Xbox wasn't the best because there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay there. But again, it's third party. I think they're waiting to show their first party stuff and to try to hopefully wow some people. Hopefully we'll get some legacy stuff. I'm holding out hope for Perfect Dark or something to come back. Maybe even Banjo. announcement. That would be great. So hopefully Microsoft cares enough to make that happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with them on that. But like I said, this is about Switch mostly, and I was thinking, man, I'm really just going through my paces and enjoying my Switch right now. I don't have to deal with Joy-Con drift. I know a lot of people still complaining about that. You guys know I have the Split Pad Pro, so when I do handheld, I don't have to worry about Joy-Con drift because there's no Joy-Con drift in the Split Pad Pro, and I use those exclusively. I never attach my Joy-Cons for handheld anymore. I just don't see a point. There's no point in it for me. But my Joy-Cons have been fixed. I'm actually going to do. I've been meaning to do forever because it's been a while since I got them fixed. Just a video about customer service from Nintendo and how that whole process went down, and But yeah, I know it's still a thing. I saw IGN do like a podcast based around that. I don't know if it was completely about that, but it was definitely their headline, and the thumbnail was about Joy-Con drift is still a thing, unfortunately. So, and it sucks. This is one of the biggest blunders I've ever seen, hardware-wise, when it comes to Nintendo. Hardware as far as durability. Nintendo has been known for Nintendium, making their consoles and whatnot out of Nintendium, and to have a console with this, pretty big issue, it's just unfortunate and not Nintendo-like. So hopefully they can get it together and fix the next batch of Joy-Cons and stop selling them until you get this, problem fixed. So, and it's not that hard to do. It's just they just have to find a way to redesign it to where you keep the main problem is if you look at your thumbsticks, there's a little rubber under them and there's a little opening, and what happens is just dust and whatever gets up under there, and it just causes false movements, and so they just have to find a way to cover that hole up, and so stuff's not able to get down in there. So I'm no engineer, but I'm sure they can figure it out. But obviously with everything going on in the world today and doing stuff like that right now, it's kind of hard to change, manufacturing and whatnot. So it's hard enough for them to manufacture enough Switches to be sold, which is again another thing that's unfortunate because it's selling like crazy and it's going to be hurt by the fact that they don't have enough. And it's going to be like the Wii, where they couldn't make enough to keep up with the demand. So that's unfortunate, like I said many times before. But Switch is killing it, man. It's doing great. I believe the Switch will have another good 3 years, 2.5 years or so, without, really slowing down. I'm sure it'll slow down here and there over the, coming months and years. But I think because with next gen hardware, it takes a good 1.5, 2 years for it to start getting exclusive content, like stuff to where they're not putting out games on previous consoles, and even then some companies still do so. So we'll see what happens, but I believe the Switch will be fine for another 2.5 years or so. And I'll say it again, I said it way back in early 2017 that the Switch will outsell the Wii. And I've seen some people coming out recently saying that. I'm like, oh, how brave of you. How bold of you. I said it back then because I looked at the form factor of the Switch and it was just a no-brainer to me. If you think about Nintendo handhelds and you have it just worked. It all worked really well. It still does. There's some issues as far as UI and features, but as a pure gaming platform, It's hard to beat the accessibility of the Switch. It's just it's not easy. I mean, you can't beat it. Obviously, you can talk about software and whatnot here and there, but as a device that you can just play all the time, it's hard to beat the Switch. So, yeah, that's my video. Like I said, look forward to my GameCube live stream at some point within the next week or so. I'll keep you updated on that. But thank you guys for watching and listening, and I'll see you folks next time. Peace out.